Hey everybody, welcome back to Marching In with Casseroles. This one is going to be one of those dump and go dishes, casseroles. You guys seem to like the last one I did. It was basically a dump and go. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to liven it up a little bit. It is my $1 million vodka sauce ravioli casserole. We got Tito out today. Jack's over there. Jack's upset because he didn't get invited. But Jack's not real good in tomato sauce. So I've got a pound of ground beef over here that I've already browned off, and then I've also got a half of a sweet onion and a red and green, half of a red and half of a green pepper. I had those left over, so I just went ahead and diced those up and put them in there. You can put in whatever you like, onions and pepper wise, because a lot of times your sauce that you can buy at the store, and that's what this would basically be, is just buy a big thing of ragu, like 24 ounces or 32 ounces around there. That's what we're going to use. But I'm using my home, I just popped it. I'm using my home canned spaghetti sauce. So I got this going here. I'm just going to add my spaghetti sauce to the meat. And I'm going to put about maybe a quarter cup of vodka in there. Now vodka is totally optional. You don't have to. Not sure why you wouldn't, but you don't have to. Most of the alcohol is going to be cooked off. And it looks like about a quarter cup. And let me get my lid back. Clean this out. See, I'm only using the vodka to clean the jar. That's really the only reason. So there we go. And let me tell you why I'm using vodka. The vodka, for some reason, the alcohol in the vodka brings out like a spiciness, or I mean, it's like a spiciness in the sauce, in the tomatoes. It does that with tomatoes. Vodka and any kind of tomato sauce makes it just a little bit of a bite to it, which is really good. So I like to add it in there. And a lot of times, most vodka sauces are made with cream. And I read a long time ago that people didn't like, especially guys, didn't like the vodka sauce because it had cream, or they didn't like the pink sauce because it's just too creamy looking. So they started adding vodka, made it a vodka sauce. So they would eat it with the creaminess of the half and half, or the whole cream that they had put in there. So I'm just going to simmer this. And I've also got a tablespoon of basil, a tablespoon of oregano, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to put all those in there too. Just mix that up. We don't have to cook this real long. We're just bringing it together because we're going to pour it in here and then bake it. I've already got the oven preheated at 350. And we're going to bake it for 45 minutes uncovered. There we go. I'm going to give that a taste just to see if I like it. Maybe need some salt and pepper. My homemade sauce, never know. I could use a little bit. Could use pepper too. I love pepper. Okay. So I'm just going to let that cook a little bit and simmer here. Now, in this big old bowl, well, first let me prepare the pan so I can get this off the stove. I don't like that sitting there with the heat on. So in this bowl, I'm going to use a whole cube of, or block of cream cheese. It's at room temperature, so it's easily mixed. I'm going to use about a quarter cup of sour cream. That looks about right. And I'm going to use about a cup of ricotta. Now, if you want, you can use cottage cheese instead of ricotta cheese. Some people like ricotta, some people like cottage cheese. Just depends on what you care for, what your family likes. We're just going to bring this together. There we go. Got a little salt and pepper in this. All right, it's all brought together. Make sure you knock off your spoon because everything's getting stuck to that. But this is just a quick, easy meal. I I call it fake lasagna because you got your lasagna noodles, which is your ravioli. I usually buy the meat raviolis. They did not have the meat raviolis, unfortunately, so I got cheese ravioli. So this is why I'm doing my sauce with ground beef. You could also do it with sausage or a combination of both, or you can leave it totally out if you buy the meat raviolis, and that'd be just as good. So let's open this bag, and I'm hoping this bowl is big enough. One of my biggest bowls. And we're just going to pour these in here. That pretty much made it good. Now tossing them is going to be a different thing. We just want to try to coat these raviolis in the cheese so that it's distributed throughout the casserole. This is starting to bubble, so I'm going to turn it off. It doesn't have to be perfect because this cheese is going to melt in the casserole. There we go. So we got pretty much coated there, as you can see. So now let's push these to the side. Get all this out of the way so we can bring over the casserole dish. Ooh, that end's hot. Heat coming out of the oven there. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little bit of the sauce down in the bottom. Just a little bit on the bottom. It's all going to bake and cook down in there and bubble down in there. I always like to coat the bottom, just like I'm making a lasagna. So now I'm going to take and put about half of these raviolis into the dish. They're all sticking together because of the cheese. And just try to spread them out as evenly as you can. A few more in here. You all know I'm going to get my fingers in here. I can't cook without using my fingers. Okay, so now I'm going to put I've got about 2.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put about half a cup to maybe 3/4 a cup in the middle here, just so we got some of that gooey cheese all throughout there. I'm going to put just a few scoops of this right on top. And wash off my hands. Okay, I think I need a little bit more sauce there, just to coat it. And I'm just going to use regular Parmesan. This is actually Parmesan Romano. I'm just going to sprinkle it in here. If you don't like the Parmesan cheese, you don't have to put it in. All right, and then we're going to put the remaining raviolis right over top of this. Get all that cheese out of there. That cream cheese, sour cream, ricotta, or if you're using cottage cheese. It doesn't have to be pretty right now because it's all going to bake and bubble right down in there. It's got a big old bunch of cheese on top. I just turn it over. All right. I think I got them pretty much spread out there. Told you I'm going to use my fingers. I don't want to waste that cheese. And you know I went over there and licked my finger. But I ain't going to tell anybody. All right, now we're going to just top this with the remaining sauce. And then just spread that out down into all those little cracks and crevices. Like I said, this is going to just bubble up and cook down. Be beautiful when we take it out. Okay, let me get all this stuff out of the way so we can see. All right, now we're just going to take the rest of this cheese and just coat the top. As Mom says, you can never have enough cheese. You can't never have too much cheese is actually what she says. There we go. Try to have it all on the inside of the casserole dish, Greg, so it doesn't bubble over in the oven. Okay, that's all there is to it. We're going to put it in the oven. It's going to bake for 45 minutes at 350 degrees uncovered. Now, I'll be back as soon as we bring it out. Okay, y'all, I got the casserole out of the oven. My kitchen smells delicious. I want you to look at this. Look at that casserole. I let it brown on top. I did turn the broiler on for like a minute or two just to brown it up. And I put some dried parsley on there and a little bit more Parmesan cheese. I've been stalling because I know y'all want me to take a bite of this. And this stuff, when I took it out, was just bubbling like molten lava all around the side. So it's cooled down for about 10 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. So I'm going to try to get some out of here. Just like with all of my casseroles, I just make a mess. But just remember with this casserole, okay, it's still burning up hot. I can see the steam. Let's get a piece out of here. There we go. I didn't do as bad as I thought I'd do. Got a little extra in there. But like I was going to say, with this casserole, you could have made this entire casserole and do it in like an aluminum pan that has a cover. You can get those at dollar store for $1. Well, Dollar Tree is now $1.25 tree. But you can put that in there with a cover. You can freeze this already put together before you put it in the oven. Or another thing is cut it in half, bake half of it in like an 8x8, and then another one, freeze it in a. They have all kinds of different sizes at Dollar Tree. I've seen the round ones, oblong, square. You can make this into 4 individual casseroles. And then you put it in the freezer and you got casseroles if it's just 2 of you. A couple times, 3 or 4 times this month or next. So, yes, I'm stalling here. I want to take a bite, but it's very hot. Get in here. That's delicious. I'm telling you, I always call this my fake lasagna because you got your pasta in there, you got your cheese, you got everything in there. Meat sauce, except you didn't have to boil the lasagna noodles and lay them out. In fact, on that, my raviolis were frozen. You don't need to thaw them out because they're going to cook for 45 minutes in here. I found if you thaw them out first and you're trying to toss them in that cheese, they break up. As you saw in mine, they were nice and solid and hard, and they just got coated with cheese. The cheese actually froze to it, and I think that's what helps distribute the cheese evenly throughout. It's because the cheese got frozen all the different raviolis, so it's all throughout the entire casserole. So I'm going to put that down, or I'm going to continue to eat it. Make sure you go to everybody's channels on the Marching In with Casseroles. I've got the entire list of everybody's channels below. I've got the playlist down below. You can click on that. It gives you everybody's videos that are out to date. So just keep going back to the playlist every day and you'll see a new one. This week, I can't wait. I'm sorry, but my collaboration has went international. I've got Daz from my Aussie garden and kitchen on the other side of the world down under in Australia. So I love this collaboration. We are all over the world. I've got people viewing from all over, Australia, of course. A lot of people get me confused with Greg's Kitchen down in Australia. I don't talk like that. I got the hillbilly accent. He's got the good day, mate. I can't even do it. But I appreciate you guys watching me from everywhere. I got my friends over in Scotland, which I have family there, and in Ireland. England, family there also. That's where a lot of my family is originated from, Scotland, Europe, or Scotland, Ireland, England. A little bit of Spain, actually, I found out. I did my DNA test. So I appreciate you guys watching from all over the world. It means the world to me. It means the world to Mom. So give this casserole a try. Don't forget to go to everybody's channel, like and subscribe. put a comment down below, because that comment is what we're going to use to draw at the end of the month on the 31st. I'm going to pick one date of all the videos, whatever date of the month of March. I'll pick that date, and then I'm going to use the random comment checker on the internet and pick out one comment. That person's going to win the slow cooker casserole crock pot. So make sure you do that. Don't forget, each one has to be commented on. You can't just comment on one video and be entered, because if I don't pick that date, if you comment on mine on what's today going to be the 22nd, and I pick the 3rd, and you only comment here, you're not going to have a chance. So you got to go comment on every single one of them. Just put a smile, like it. Tell us what you like about the recipe. Tell us what you'd like to change about the recipe. Most of them I don't think I changed much, because I've been watching these people and they have some great recipes. So I appreciate you guys joining me this March. I love March. My birthday's at the beginning of March. Thank you all for all the birthday wishes that I received. Mom's birthday is actually tomorrow, the 23rd. A lot of you said you were sending her cards and sent to her. I haven't checked with her to see if she's got any of those yet. Her P.O. box is listed down below in all of our videos. If you see that I just hit a heart on the comments and didn't put a written comment, I'm getting thousands of comments now. I do go through and try to read every single one of them. I read them, hit a heart. If someone asks a question, I'm going to answer your question. Give me a chance to do it, maybe a day or two. But I go through and I try to answer everybody's question. If you don't hear from me, you can email me. My email is just greg@gregs-kitchen.com. Same place I put the recipe from this and all of my recipes on gregs-kitchen.com right here. Also, down below, I'll have all the ingredients and the instructions listed in the description. So you got multiple places you can go and find out about the recipe if you want to print it out. Again, thank you so much for joining us this month in the collaboration. I think I have one or two more. Mom has one. Daz is this tomorrow. And then Helga's Pennsylvania Kitchen's next. And then I think Mom's on Saturday. Then we have a couple more next week. And the 31st we do the drawing. I can't thank you guys enough for joining me in my kitchen, not only for this collaboration, but for all the other videos I've done and the great, kind words you guys have left for me. So y'all take care. Love y'all. God bless. Bye-bye.